Yo, what's up everyone? It's Anonymod. And let's be real for a second, you ever think about how much we rely on the internet these days? Like seriously, everything from our banking to our cat videos is online. And you know who else loves the internet? Hackers. That's right, those digital ninjas are always lurking trying to snag our precious data. Now you might think they're after some high-level government secrets or big corporations with deep pockets, but I'm here to tell you it's not always the case. The truth is, hackers are like that friend who always looks for the easiest way out. They want the biggest payoff for the least amount of effort. And guess what? That means they're coming after you, my friend, the average internet user. You see, big corporations and governments, they've got security teams, firewalls, the whole shebang. But you're rocking that default router password, clicking on suspicious links, and using password 123 for everything. Welcome to Anonymod, your go-to channel for cybersecurity, ethical hacking, and red teaming. Before we get started, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications to stay ahead of cyber criminals. Alright, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the biggest cybersecurity mistake you're probably making right now. And no, it's not forgetting to update your antivirus, though you should totally do that too. It's complacency. See, hackers, they prey on laziness. They love it when you take shortcuts, when you think, it won't happen to me, and you know what? Younger people, those digital natives, they're often the worst offenders. Ironic, right? You'd think growing up with technology would make you more aware, but it's almost like they've got this false sense of security. They're scrolling through Instagram while connected to public Wi-Fi, downloading files from shady websites because hey, their antivirus will take care of it. Newsflash. It doesn't always work that way. Older generations, on the other hand, they tend to be more cautious. They're less likely to fall for phishing scams, less likely to click on suspicious links. Why? Because they remember a time before the internet, a time when you couldn't just download a new identity after getting scammed. They're more aware of the risks because they weren't raised in this digital playground, and that's the problem. We treat the internet like it's this safe space, this digital utopia where nothing can hurt us. But the reality is, it's more like the Wild West out there. There are bandits lurking around every corner just waiting for you to slip up. So what's the solution? Simple. Be vigilant. Don't let your guard down. Treat every website, every email, every link with a healthy dose of skepticism. Remember, it's better to be safe than sorry. Okay, so we've established that hackers are lazy and you're probably making their lives way too easy, but how exactly are they getting into your stuff? Let's break down some of their favorite tactics, shall we? First up, we've got phishing. Imagine this. You get an email that looks like it's from your bank, your favorite online store, or even your dear old grandma. It's got the logo, it's got the right formatting, it even addresses you by name. Pretty convincing, right? But then you hover over that link, and boom, it's not taking you where it's supposed to. That, my friends, is a phishing attack. They're trying to trick you into handing over your login credentials, credit card info, or even installing malware on your device. Next up, we've got social engineering. This one's all about manipulation. Hackers are masters at exploiting human emotions, trust, fear, even excitement. They might create fake social media profiles, posing as someone you know, or they might send you messages claiming you've won a contest or that your account has been compromised. The goal is to get you to lower your guard, to make you act impulsively without thinking things through. And then there's malware. This is the nasty stuff, the viruses, worms, and trojans that can wreak havoc on your devices. Hackers can sneak malware onto your computer through malicious links, infected downloads, or even compromised websites. Once it's in, it can steal your data, spy on your activity, or even turn your computer into a zombie bot controlled by the hacker. And let's not forget about weak passwords. Seriously, people, password 123 is not going to cut it. Hackers have automated tools that can crack weak passwords in seconds. They also love it when you reuse the same password across multiple accounts, because if they get their hands on one, they've basically hit the jackpot. So there you have it, a crash course in hacker tactics. Stay vigilant, my friends, and don't make it easy for these digital criminals. Okay, I know what you're thinking. You're telling me my grandma, who can barely work the TV remote, is safer online than me? And you know what? You might be right. Hear me out on this one. Remember how we talked about hackers being lazy? Well, they're also looking for the biggest return on their investment. And let's be real, your grandma probably isn't the most lucrative target. She might not be doing her banking online, she might not be storing sensitive information on her computer, and she probably doesn't even have a Facebook account. But here's the kicker. She's also less likely to fall for the tricks. She's not clicking on every link in her email, she's not downloading the latest free antivirus software, and she's definitely not giving out her personal information to anyone who asks for it. She's cautious, she's skeptical, and she's not afraid to hang up the phone on a telemarketer. In other words, she's the opposite of what hackers are looking for. Now, I'm not saying your grandma is some kind of cybersecurity expert, but her lack of reliance on technology and her healthy dose of skepticism actually work in her favor. She's not constantly connected, she's not sharing her entire life on social media, and she's not as tempting a target for hackers looking for an easy score. So, the next time you're feeling smug about your tech skills, remember that sometimes the simplest approach is the safest. Take a page from your grandma's book and approach the internet with a healthy dose of caution. Alright, let's get real for a second. While your grandma's chilling offline, enjoying her retirement, you're out there in the digital trenches facing a whole different breed of cybersecurity threats. And trust me, these are not your grandma's viruses. First up, we've got ransomware. This nasty piece of malware is like the digital equivalent of kidnapping. It encrypts all your files, holding them hostage until you pay a hefty ransom to the hackers. And the worst part? Even if you pay up, there's no guarantee you'll get your data back. Then there's the ever-growing threat of identity theft. With so much of our lives online, from banking to shopping to social media, it's easier than ever for hackers to steal your personal information and use it for their own nefarious purposes. They can open credit cards in your name, drain your bank accounts, even commit crimes using your identity. And good luck trying to clear your name once that happens. And let's not forget about the constant barrage of data breaches. It seems like every other week we're hearing about another company getting hacked and millions of user accounts being compromised. These breaches expose your passwords, email addresses, credit card information, and other sensitive data, making you a prime target for identity theft and other cybercrimes. But it's not just about the big, scary threats. There are also the everyday annoyances like phishing scams, spam emails, and malicious ads that can make your online experience a nightmare. These might not be as financially devastating as ransomware or identity theft, but they can still be incredibly frustrating and time-consuming to deal with. So, yeah, the digital world can be a dangerous place, but don't worry, it's not all doom and gloom. In the next chapter, we'll talk about how to protect yourself and stay safe online. Okay, so we've covered the scary stuff, the threats lurking in the digital shadows. Now let's talk about how to actually protect yourself and stay safe online. First and foremost, let's talk passwords. I know, it's like beating a dead horse at this point, but seriously folks, strong, unique passwords are your first line of defense. And no, password 123 doesn't count. Use a password manager if you have to. Just stop reusing the same weak password across multiple accounts. Next up, two-factor authentication, or 2FA. This is like adding an extra layer of security to your accounts. Even if someone gets their hands on your password, they still can't get in without that second factor, which is usually a code sent to your phone or email. Enable it everywhere you can. It's a lifesaver. Now let's talk about those tempting links. You know the ones, those you won't believe what happened next. Or click here for a free iPhone. Scams that flood your inbox and social media feeds. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Don't click on links from unknown senders, and be wary of anything that asks for your personal information. And speaking of personal information, be mindful of what you share online. Hackers can use your social media posts, online quizzes, and even those seemingly harmless surveys to gather information about you and use it for social engineering attacks. Next, let's talk about public Wi-Fi. I know it's tempting to connect to that free, unsecured network at the coffee shop, but it's like leaving your front door wide open. Anyone on that network can potentially see what you're doing, including your passwords, banking information, and other sensitive data. If you must use public Wi-Fi, use a VPN or virtual private network. It encrypts your traffic, making it much harder for hackers to intercept your data. And finally, stay informed. The world of cybersecurity is constantly evolving, with new threats emerging all the time. Keep up with the latest news, security updates, and best practices to stay ahead of the curve. So there you have it, folks, a crash course in cybersecurity from yours truly. Hackers are getting smarter, but now you know their tricks. Stay alert, stay secure, and don't be the easy target they're looking for. Remember, cybersecurity is not just about fancy software and complicated technical jargon. It's about awareness, common sense, and taking responsibility for your online safety. If you found this video helpful, subscribe for more hacking awareness content. Stay safe online, and I'll see you in the next one. Next.